Gotta do it. To write it on that.
And congratulations, everybody survived the tour down. So one more time, my name is Sebastian, please remember about it. From now on you're the Sebastian's group. We are starting our tour through the ancient salt mine in Wiliczka. Ancient because this salt mine is over 700 years old. We have about 2,000 chambers down here and over 300 kilometers of tunnels in this mine. That's about 220 miles of tunnels down here, so visiting it all would take us about 4 months. Luckily, we don't have time today. We will do that in about 2 hours. I am one of so-called fast guides, so let's hope I won't be boring during the tour. And I have few requests for you just for the beginning. The first request will be especially for tall people in the group. Please mind your heads. This salt mine is not tall people friendly. I'm the tallest one in the group, so we have to be all careful. The company doesn't want us to destroy the ancient wooden constructions in the mine. They're all original. The second thing is that it's totally forbidden to use any kind of open fire in the mine. Totally no smoking area here. Good opportunity to quit in the mine. And finally, we'll be going through the wooden doors during the visit. The doors are used for ventilation purposes and they may be heavy, so hold the doors please and pass them on. You won't have to close them because they will close automatically. Now we will make some room for the other group to enter. We will move a bit farther and then a few more information.
Yeah. The first one in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, our tour starts here. This is the first level of the mine. We are now 64 meters underground, about 200 feet below the ground level. The tour will end at the depth of 135 meters. That's about 420 feet at level 3. During today's tour you will see approximately 1% of the mine. So as you can imagine, it's a big one. And I'm getting hungry already, so I won't have time to search for you later. Please stay with me, don't go anywhere by yourselves. You must remember that only I know how to get out of here. For now, as I said, if you will have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'm here to answer all your questions. The first question is mine. Everybody feels good? Yes? Yeah. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be talking about the devices you can find in the first tunnel because we will see them later on in a much better places to explain what they were doing. So we will go straight to the first chamber of the tourist route now. Let's go. We have the first door to hold.
Look at that, opening up that salt. See how there's ropes on wooden. These are big. Hydrant.
sobie czuć się zatrany, ale starczy to. Come just a little bit closer, please, okay? We have a traffic jam. Probably there is a Polish group somewhere in front of us that's not really good. Our language is a beautiful one, but it gives a lot of opportunities to talk a lot about nothing, so Polish is just a bit slower than the English ones. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you may wonder if it's still a working mine here. Actually, yes and no. That's because we are not taking blocks of salt from here anymore. We stopped digging for salt in 1996. But we are still taking salty water from the mine just to prevent the mine from being flooded. We cannot just drop salty water to rivers, that's why we must produce salt, and we are producing about 15 tons of salt per day. That's not much. Actually, salt mine in Middle Poland can operate for 250 tons per day, so 15 is not much, and actually the work doesn't pay. But we have to do it to preserve the mine. So this mine is the oldest still producing salt mine of the world. In the old times though, people were using just very simple hand tools here. Wedges, hammers, pickaxes, later drills to take salt from here. Nowadays we have 18 men sitting in front of computers and producing salt. So roles changed a bit from that time. Our salt production facility looks more like a nuclear plant than the salt mine nowadays. But we have still miners working down here. 230 of them are working here every day. They are doing the maintenance, checking if everything is okay, building some new things for our guests, and reinforcing the chambers. So 230 miners and about 450 guides. We prefer to mine for tourists here nowadays. It's much more profitable, actually. Let's try to enter the first chamber now. Maybe it's empty by now.
Nice and calm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't stand in the gate. Let the others to come. Let's start from looking at the plate over there on the wall. You will be able to see plates like this one in all over the line. They are telling you about the name of the chamber or tunnel and the year in which it was created. So that's the Nikolai Copernicus chamber from before 1785. Quite an old one. And here our famous astronomer who discovered that Sun is the center of the solar system. We have Copernicus chamber, his statue here, because he was one of the first guests of our salt mine. He visited our salt mine in 1493 when he was 20 years old, and he was a student at the time. In times of Copernicus we had about 4 guests per year in our salt mine. Nowadays in summer it's about 7 up to 9,000 people per day. Last year we had 1,200,000 visitors down here, so we are making progress in the mine. And Copernicus didn't live for 500 years, of course. The second date is the date of the monument's creation. The monument is entirely carved in salt. This is so-called green salt. It's in fact greyish. But in old times people were using just small lamps, like a small torches in the mine, and in their light salt just appeared to be green. It's 95% of salt here and 5% of impurities, and it's much healthier than a simple white table salt we are using at home. But please, don't eat Copernicus or other statues, you can just leave them down here. Actually, you can eat everything else, because these are not natural caves down here. These were big blocks of salt, like salt stones, and salt was taken from inside of them. So almost everything here is salt. Floor, walls, ceiling, that's all salt. If it's not salt, it's timber, wood for constructions. If you don't believe me, taste it. Each one of you is allowed to eat up to 5 kilograms of salt during the tour, so enjoy. And one more very important rule is that during today's tour you can touch or even taste everything but not the salt art. Please don't touch the statues and the carvings because they will get dissolved under your touch back here. And of course I don't advise taking things like wooden constructions or electrical cables. Not made of salt.
Maybe.